thank you for having me here to deliver some opening remarks at this fantastic event. So it's really an event that's in the spirit of what I like to do. Research, I love research. I'm doing computer vision and machine learning, but I really also like to see the connections to do research with people from different faculties or different departments or with industry or society. So that's really something that I become happy. I'm very happy when I can do things like that. One of the things that you said that at the LUSEM, you might not do the cutting edge machine learning. I think you do quite a lot of cutting edge. And I think also, perhaps more importantly, that maybe previously it was very much sort of AI machine learning would be natural science, it would be engineering perhaps. But I think in the age where we are today, things like responsible AI and ethics and law and the consequence of the economy, it's so important. I mean, the fact that AI, we can do so much with AI, really cutting edge AI research is where it actually is applied in society. So I don't think we should think about just about the development of algorithm as AI, but everything that's connected with AI is really cutting edge AI. So I think you are doing cutting edge AI here at the School of Economics. And this seminar series, again, since I'm really love the interdisciplinary research, and I find that this initiative, NEXUS AI, is fantastic. I haven't been to many of the seminars, but I think it is really trying to get collaborations across the different departments at the School of Economics. I think that's a fantastic idea. So I read from the homepage, foster collaboration and dialogue across departments. Love it. Bring together researchers, explore interdisciplinary themes. And it's hard. And it's hard to do interdisciplinary research because in a department or research group, there are certain journals and certain conferences that are important. And if you start publishing slightly outside of that, it's painful. You don't know whether it will be accepted, and is this going to be good for my CV and my promotion or so. So it is really hard. So you really need to put some effort into doing this. And each session focused on different topic of broad interest, creating a space where diverse perspectives converge. I love it. I love it. And what a fantastic lineup of speakers you have found today. I've met Virginia before, and Magnus, but Dagmar I just met outside here. So fantastic set of speakers covering things like both research and teaching and collaboration with society. I also am going to enjoy this because I want to learn more about AI at the School of Economics. I mean, I do know some within, and I'm going to talk about the network AI Lund in a few minutes. But we really try to connect with all of the faculties, researchers in many research groups. So many of you I have met. But there are lots of things that I started looking into. So I love the master's program, Data Analytics, Business Economics. I started looking into this data science hub, where you do lots of interesting stuff and have these fantastic databases. But there are many more things here that I do not know. So I'm really intrigued. I'm going to enjoy listening today, but also keeping up in the future here. What am I doing research-wise? So I am mostly working at the Center for Mathematical Sciences, where I do computer vision and machine learning. But I'm using some of my time to coordinate this network AI Lund. It started in 2018, and really it was started at that point where we felt that because of the developments in deep learning, transformers, reinforcement learning, we felt that now things are actually working. Because we did lots of machine learning AI in the 1990s and beginning 2000, and it sort of kind of worked, but really didn't. I mean, we could do some things, but it didn't really affect lots of other things that we could do. But now we could do lots of things. So we've really felt that it was important to connect researchers between engineering, natural science, economy, medicine. And what has happened is that now it's really influencing all of the faculties. So you have AI researchers at the art faculty studying the connections between art and AI, and you have, I mean, really everywhere. Democracy questions, society questions, legal aspects of AI. So what we're trying to do is to use some efforts and some funding to organize workshops, to get people together on different themes. We have lunch seminars every Wednesday lunch where we have speakers, online lunch seminars where speakers talking about all different types of topics. We try to record them. We try also to have smaller sort of seed funds. So this could be like funds in the order of 70 to 100,000 Swedish crowns, which could be used to start a small interdisciplinary project or organizing a workshop or making something that could eventually become a research application or some new stuff. But as soon as we have something that really works and it becomes a research application, a research funding, it is then being handled by the ordinary sort of line organization, by the faculty, the department, and the research group. So that's how we try to work. We try to develop new ideas, get things going, but then it's sort of the ordinary line structure that is going to use it. At Lund University, there is also an independent student network called Hub AI. So they organize this totally themselves, and they also have seminars and have courses and hackathons and things like that. I think it's really interesting. At Lund University, we have 5 so-called profile areas, and they play a similar role for some different topics at Lund University. Some of them definitely have AI components. So I'm working also in a profile area called natural and artificial cognition, where we study both AI, but also natural cognition intelligence. So how do humans work, but also how do animals work? And we have biologists here in Lund that do fantastic and very interesting research on animal sensor and cognition. And we have something called the Pufendorf Institute, where you can apply for funding for doing an interdisciplinary project for a year. So many of the things that I think could be done within NEXUS AI, within AI Lund or profile areas could be developed in a project that could then be funded by the Pufendorf Institute, so that you get some time to develop these research ideas into new applications and stuff. Then I also want to mention that we at Lund University this summer, the management basically said to every faculty that we will fund 1 extra junior lecturer, biträdande universitetslektor, in AI. And I think most of the faculties took up on this offer and put out positions and are now in the process of hiring new researchers, international researchers, that have some connection with AI to their faculty in some sense. And I think they will do this the next summer as well. And there will be funding from VR for international recruitments for AI researchers. So there are lots of things that are interesting going on. And when you talk about AI both in Lund but also generally in Sweden, we have there are 2 gigantic research projects, WASP and Watchbase HS, and they have been hugely influential, both in terms of recruiting top researchers, but also connecting researchers all over Sweden on these kind of topics. ELITE and Essence are strategic research areas, also fantastic funding for us. ELITE is Lund, Linköping, Halmstad, and Blekinge. Essence is Umeå, Uppsala, and Lund. I thought a little bit what I would talk more about as sort of short opening remarks today, and I thought about sort of the hypes. So when you see in newspapers today, this sort of thing that AI is going to solve everything, and then suddenly you read, there's a hype and a bubble, it's going to burst any minute now. So there's a sort of strange dichotomy here. But I think it's not strange at all. It's really what's been going on all the time. So this is one of the earliest sort of computer machines, the Babbage machine reconstructed in the Computer History Museum in close to San Francisco, which sort of spawned lots of ideas. And we had Ada Lovelace, who was the first computer programmer, inspired by these machines, and she already then said, this is going to be like AI. We're going to construct music and art and stuff like that with these kind of computers. And we've had, over the years, several sort of periods of AI hype. We often talk about 2 periods of AI winters, but also other periods of AI hype. And I think we're now in the sort of the prolonged 3rd period of AI hypes. But my take really is here is that the hypes and the winters here, they are really only in the sort of public perception. I think all the time there's been sort of steady progress of stuff and algorithms. But maybe at some time sort of the public perception is that, oh, now so much is going on, so this is really going to solve everything in a year, or we're going to do it with this, fantastic. So you get sort of over-exaggerations of the possibilities. And then when it's not fulfilled, you get sort of winter, oh, it will not work, it's rubbish, and cannot do anything. But I think really all the time it's been a steady progress. I think during the AI winters, the difference is that we didn't call it AI. We call it computer vision or robotics or machine learning. But when you have an AI hype, you would say that every company does AI, and this is an AI research application. So I think it's more semantics. And you can feel it also in the recent sort of AI revolutions and hypes. We've had like first a revolution, I would say, on convolutional neural networks, although we had them really earlier, but they really kicked off in 2011. We had like a AI hype around reinforcement learning and AlphaGo, and really, which became also then AlphaFold and Nobel Prize and stuff like that. And now it's really a hype around transformers, but I predict that there will be other new things, other new ideas, algorithms and stuff along the line here. So I had some, I mean, really, I think for us, convolutional neural networks in the 2011, it really transformed the field that I've been working in, computer vision and machine learning. And we can see that also in terms of, for many of the conferences, this is the number of submissions of papers to the conference, computer vision and machine learning, which sort of grew steadily here. And then we had these kind of deep learning papers, and then it really kicked off and sort of really transformed the field. And not only the numbers of submissions, really it was the quality of the papers and the kind of problems that we could solve with these kind of papers. It's really, really exploded. And we see the same kind of things, I think, in the other fields. I talked about reinforcement learning, where there was really a big hype around when AlphaGo beat this Go player, which I cannot remember now. Oh, thank you, Lise Doll. But now people aren't talking that much about reinforcement learning now. It's more transformers and GPT and generative AI, I think. And I think even for those kind of things with transformers, there's been a peak, but now I mean, there's a lot of criticism. It's hallucinating. It's not really fulfilling. Is it really contributing to the workplace and productivity? I don't know. But again, I think there is a steady progress, and I think now maybe we're thinking more about how can we use these kind of tools? Can we make them productive? What kind of way can we make them productive together with humans and things like that? Okay, so that's really the end of my opening remarks. I think we've had a staggering growth, both during this hype and the winters. But I think it's more relevant than ever now to connect across disciplines, as I said in the beginning. And I think there are lots of opportunities of new ideas and new progress in sort of the intersection between different research areas. So I'm really looking forward to this day. Thank you.